Hello, 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 everyone. Good morning. How is everyone doing today? Happy quad witching Friday. Powell speaking as we're going. He's already said some interesting stuff, but I have not really had time to digest it yet. Other than that, we do have industrial production coming out in just a few minutes, which is capacity utilization and everything else. And at 9 a.m. Central, Consumer Board leading index, which will be interesting to see if it continues to contract. We're still in major negative gamma. Remember our two major strikes. We already came back to this 3,700. That'll be interesting. So I'm going to watch, especially volatility on any rally. That's the key area. 3650 is minor, but if we really get to sell off, it'd be 3,600. Those are all your pin points. It's just going to be a very interesting day. My recommendation is if you don't have to do anything, take the day off and enjoy the summer. Take the day off and enjoy the summer. That's it. And no waka waka. Good morning, Daniel. Uh, good morning, Eric. It did not. It's just more so that yes, Kramer did tweet, but he said yesterday, wait for stocks to stabilize, and now he said it doesn't matter. It's not breaking down because of Kramer, although it is sort of funny. It's more with Powell speaking right now. The Canadian PPI numbers were absolutely brutal. 1.7% month over month, way higher than expected. Yeah, housing is not stressed. I'd say it's definitely slowing down, and people are gonna who've ramped up prices too much are gonna have to cut a little, but it's not. We're not talking like what we saw in 2008. Good morning, Eric. I already said good morning. Good morning, Patrick. Good morning, Sashi. Literally the second he tweeted Marcus Tank. So we just monitored him. Options 22. Good morning. Hey, AP's World. Good morning, Wavy. Powell. Yes, see, Powell's talking too. I mean, that Powell's more important than Kramer. 3.2 trillion OPEX today. Exactly. I said yesterday. It's a massive one. So do I know where we're going? I just know there could be some massive volatility. The main comment. Where is it? I'd have to find it. But rapid changes in global monetary system may affect future international role of U.S. dollar was interesting. By the way, Bank of Japan, they're keeping their peg. Look at I'd say watch this. They're keeping the peg, and they said pretty much they're going to do it unlimited. That's not going to end well. I think at some point this is going to crack the yen, and it's going to be brutal. I wish we had some currency raiders like we used to in the old days, because this is going to be a target at some point. Unlimited. They pretty much said unlimited printing to defend the peg, which will get very interesting at some point. Keep an eye on that closely over the next while. Not today, I mean. Today we're focused on OpEx. Yes, take the day off if you can. Hello, Christoph. How are you? How can the market survive until the next Fed meeting? What good news out there could come out there? The markets will survive. Oh, there's cracks showing, but they'll survive. I think longer term something's going to blow though and catch a lot of things off guard. I'm starting to get that feeling, and I don't trade off of feeling, so I'm not saying act on it, but I'm starting to get that feeling that the underlying cracks, and at some point something's going to blow. Could it be something like the yen? Yeah, but it's going to then ripple into the. I don't think the banking sector worldwide is really positioned. I think they've gotten complacent again, and longer terms there's going to be some cracks forming, and we shall see. And then that's going to trigger the next major move. Now let's see how we're going to prepare for today. Good morning, Amit. Yeah, unlimited, get the popcorn out. See, once you say unlimited, you know what? It's going to see. That's almost a challenge. That's a challenge. Like, okay, let's see. Let's see. We're in crazy times. And again, it's just crazy. It's crazy. it's I don't know what to say. If the yen sells off and the Central Bank of Japan wants to stop it, they need to sell U.S. dollars, which means they need to sell U.S. Treasuries big time, right? That can be they'll have to do something, and it could hit, yeah. But you know what? Unlimited, that's a very dangerous stance, and this is ultimately gonna destroy the last foundations of MMT long term. And you're defending a peg. It's good. That's never worked out well anywhere in the financial markets. So, how do we prepare for this morning? Good morning. Good morning, Davey. I don't even know. You guys, if you're new, please do consider subscribing. There we go. Let's focus on the markets. Here's your little breakdown move. So we came. What I was expecting yesterday in the live stream, I said on the rally overnight, the 3,700. We came back there, pretty substantial rally. We didn't want to get taken much above 3,700. Would not be surprised with this breakdown move to retest this low area yesterday, that 3,650. To retest, especially do some stop hunting below. Now, if that continues with acceleration, our major harmonic is 3603, 3591. But if we really start breaking down below yesterday's lows, I'm targeting the 3600. That's what there is to it. If we come down here and get some sharp reversal moves and hold 3650 and start back, remember, we can get some volatility back and forth today, especially this afternoon as it gets closer to expiration. If we hold that 3650s, even if we spike down to do some stop hunting today and snap back up, because this is a great day to do some stop hunting, because you can get some really good reversal moves into option expiration. I'm really focused on, again, 3,700 if we start getting a little chop momentum to the upside. Again, it's a tactile trade. That's why I say if you don't have to do anything, just take the day off, literally. Let's see. Where do we? Hey, what's up, Rich? Big picture, daily, weekly. Nearing 0.5 levels, low to high. Any thoughts? I think we're going to set up for some kind of rally over the next little bit before we get the next major down push. The only thing that would trigger, I mentioned, I do have capitulation setups today. So if we get a huge down, and possibly if we got to that 3,600 and got the pin there, the capitulation would trigger. And then we'd really start being in a position for a capitulation rally. That would be a medium-term rally. If we rally up and pin at 3,700, no, there's no capitulation move. So that's what I'm keeping an eye on. And then if we did get that, I'd cover it more on Sunday or this afternoon, touch up base on it. NASDAQ, I see the requests in here. NASDAQ also. Oh, we're breaking down. Would not be surprised. We're breaking below this key support, but again, I'm going to be watching if it continues in the open at the lows, especially 11,100 with the possible spike below yesterday's lows and then a reversal move. If we did go through there, at this point, the minor area, remember this line is at the, this key line. You can see it right here. This nice black line is right. Did I move that already? No, we're below that. What was this one? Oops. Sorry, that was another line I was thinking of. Boy, I'm having a brain fart today. There's the overhead. I forgot what that level was. I'll have to come back to that. Sorry about that. I'll have to figure out why I had that line there again. But if we come back down, 11,022, and then if we go below that, I'd use the minor harmonics. I'm really keying off the S&P. 10,977, 1087 to the downside. Dow, pretty much the same thing. Watching for this breakdown move into the open and a potential retest of the lows and then the stop hunt. The Dow level, the next major Dow level is 29,570. The minor levels, yeah, they're, oh, sorry. Oh boy, it's going to be a rough day. Maybe I need to take the day off. 29,669, 29,609 to 29,570. On the upside, again, if we do break, your major overhead resistance is 30,200. And then if we get above that, you're into a clear path move. This is where it gets. So then we have a few stopping points there. So really, for the Dow, I'll go back to the Nat. I'd target the 50%, about 33.35, and then 30,400 if we did get an upside rally. For the NASDAQ, if you got above this 11,302, minor stopping point about 11,356, and then you got to go on a stronger rally. Above that would be 11,430, then 11,523. Let me get to the levels in the SPY and QQQs. The key level is, again, this 364. The lows. The lows from yesterday, right at just spiking through that harmonic. So 364.73 to about 364.08. You break below that, your minor levels, 361.60, and then huge if that's the minor level I'd use today. To the upside, if we get that rally on, the spider's pretty decent resistance at 367 and then 368.50 with the 1 hour rotation zone, and then 370.48. Then you got gap fill stuff in there. And then the next area I'd be watching is about 374 on a stronger rally. Qs. This is just, some of this stuff is just a mess today. That doesn't help. To the downside, yesterday's lows to about 268.76. Below that, you got 267.09 and then 264.89 on a big move down. To the upside, your resistance pre-market slightly up, so I'd be watching about 273 as the first key level of resistance, coming in with the 1 hour rotation zone. You go into that, you have a little mini clear path move. This is a mini clear path move. I'd use that other harmonic and the morning high from back on yesterday, which would be 276.06 roughly, and then above there you go into the gap fill move. First little area, let me just see how that lines up with the retracement harmonics. First area I'd be watching for any reversal would be 278 to about 280 with this little ledge right in there. Let's see what else. Crude rolling over again. I'm still watching for a potential bottoming pattern. We do have, it couldn't get the full gap fill. Even if we spike down to that full double top target, we could then get a potential bottoming pattern. That's what I am watching for. So it's pretty much hands off. The only short-term thing for me to the bullish side is if it did get a major bullish move, this is a potential double bottom, even with this hitch in there. Other than that, my short-term move would just be targeting this 111.75. What else do we have? Notes. Remember, we triggered the double. We triggered the double, pausing right here, and this is a potential double top, which for the pullback move, but I'm really going to be watching notes to the upside, 116.24 to 117.06 on a breakout move. If we do break down, you have pretty major support at 115.30. Dollar index. Come on. Everything's slow this morning. Dollar index trying to hold its rotation back up. There's not much going on today unless we really start breaking above about 104.50. VIX, I'm keeping a close eye on. We start breaking down below about 31.80. We'll start watching for possibly the choppy rally. and the key support is about 30.42. We get back above 33, then I'm going to be more choppy to the downside. Where do we sit? I'll just peek in at Bitcoin. Bitcoin really struggling to get anything on. If we break down below 19,900, though, that will not be good. 18,788. Let's see where sitting else with Tesla. Tesla's slightly down. Key support, though, at 619 if we sell off, and then we break that 599.77, so 600. And then your next level, and that's not, unless it had something major happen, would be 578. Shorter term, your breakdown resistance is about 647 to 650. If we did rally up above that, 664, and then you still have the gap play from before, but 664 would be a very key level on a rally for me. Good morning, Lauren. Take the day off. If I do that, my wife will go shopping. Boils down to a pain versus pleasure equation. Well, you could take the day off and hide out in your office too. Is today like an options lock where you would expect the S&P to trade between 3650 and 3700? I'm going to be watching 3650 if we break down there, but if we start getting momentum, the two major strikes are 37 and 3600. 3650 is very minor. So I'm not watching the lock for 3650. If we do get a sell-off move, remember, we could theoretically get all the way back down to 3600. So 36 and 37 are what I'm really focused on. I would not be surprised if it can get pushed down to the open to test that 3650 area because it's near yesterday's lows, and then that's really the line in the sand. PLTR. You have a major resistance base right above here. So if you get stuff rallying and you get that above 773, targets would be 785, and then just on the hold, this whole move, because that'd be hard pressed to really fill the whole gap. But my next target area would be on the rally 794 to about 803. What triggers on a closing basis, and I'd be wanting a 15-minute above at least 792, triggers the potential gap fill play. Those are your, if it breaks down below 758, major supports coming in at 750, and then you'd be doing your harmonics lower. What's the option chain on the NASDAQ? The NASDAQ's not as let's see if I have it up here. Well, we can take a look at, we'll just do the Qs. The Qs, so 270 on the Qs is major, and to the upside is not till 275. So those are your two key levels on the Qs. I wish they'd do it on the overall index, but the Qs aren't the major one that's going to, I mean, the NASDAQ's not going to be the major one driving it. Most of the downside big stuff is going to be in the S&P. S&P related options. Those are the ones most widely used for portfolio insurance. Why? It's a lot more stable than NASDAQ. And you get it's also why Dow's not as important with option expiration, because if I want portfolio insurance, what am I going to do? I'm going to use a broad market index like the S&P 500 stocks, because that's a better area for any portfolio insurance. So that's what's more important. Again, I'm not really focused on that. I just put that up there in case you wanted the information. I'm focused on what the S&P is going to do. That's my going to be my focus today. Okay, and little area just that I wanted to see. We're back down this 50 to 62, but if we start getting below 36.69 this morning, then I'm focusing on this retest of the lows in that 36.50 area, and then going to watch how we react there. That's my game plan. It's going to be very, very tactical today. And we're going to probably get whipsaw moves. That's all I can say. Yes, government retirement packages track the S&P. It's why if you're in all the big dealers, they're doing the S&P options for their portfolio insurance, and they're setting up stuff with their clients with portfolio insurance. That's why the S&P, because otherwise you get too limited. That's where you're tracking to. And insurance stuff, with the downside protection with insurance stuff, they're giving a little upside. They're capping the upside by putting in portfolio insurance. They're all doing it in the S&P related options too. Wow, 100 more subs to 5K? Let's go. If you haven't subscribed yet, now that's a good, thank you, Wavy. Yes, be tactile and nimble, and don't force anything. You're better to wait for all this to get out of the way, and then we'll recap this afternoon and come up with a plan Sunday. By the way, since Wavy said only 100 more subs, if you haven't already subscribed, let's get this to 5K. Let's get the subscriber count to 5K before NASDAQ gets to 5K? Or before the S&P gets back to 5K. One's the upside, one's the downside. Should be a fun day again. Take this as a learning opportunity. Don't chase bad stuff. Mike is bearish. No, I have nothing. I'm looking for that short-term bottom to get put in really strong at this point. But this is a day. If I had a slight bias, it would be to the upside, to that 3,700 pin. Would be more if I had to guess. Oh, I love a capitulation move. That makes it easy. I get a capitulation move. You're welcome, everyone. If I got a capitulation move, the only reason I want a capitulation move is it makes my next trade really easy. Then we've triggered a capitulation signal. All right. With that, I'm going to wrap up 3 minutes to the open, just peeking in again right at the open. I'm going to be watching, and that wouldn't be a 5-minute close. We start getting that 15-minute below 368 or a ton of momentum below there. I'm watching for the retest. You got some decent overhead resistance. So that's where we sit. You are welcome. With that, I'm wrapping it up for now. Talk to everyone this afternoon. Be on at the normal time. If anything happens majorly, I'll try to pop in at lunch, but that would be if we have some major moves or we're going to do capitulation. It's a systematic approach, but just watch if we do close down by and we especially get below 3650 in the S&P, we could be triggering it. It's way too hard to get into. All right. Talk to everyone later. Bye for now.